Is it? Okay, I think the vertical's live. Why does it have to be so weird with me? I thought I had to connect it. Oh, there we go. Go live. Okay. YouTube is now live. That is good. Oh shit, the other PC turned off. Okay, we are making tests. Going live on Twitch. We are, in fact, confirmed still in the bitrate dimension. That is good to know. Right. Ah, okay, now I can monitor that. What is this? A stream finished. Okay, we're good. Okay. Hi, bud. Okay. So, after. Hey. Hi. Hi. Thank you. I see. I see you. Thank you. I know, bud, but I'm still working. I know normally we're not working by now. Phew. So anyway, after many hours of trying to fix this, sir, I have been. Can you give me a fucking break, bud? I have been searching up and down the internet, and much to my eternal chagrin, having no choice but to consort the dreaded nonsense overlords that rule us now. And of course, I don't believe anything they say by default, but I have been put in a position where I literally cannot find any information other than what they are spitting out because all of it is either obscured by said nonsense or you know the drill. Um, and I have now, after basically the equivalent of locking one of them in like a lockbox and like driving it insane, I have basically forced it to fact check just some basic numbers over and 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 over again. And I still don't actually trust it, which is why I kept trying to find just like any sort of calculator I could use to just like fact check it. And you are extra clingy right now, sir. And I literally didn't want to go live with a test stream unless I had a way to verify and fact check and like check any of the nonsense it was putting out to me. Um, but I could not. There was no way to do it. I kept looking for information on how I could do it. That information has been obscured by it. That information has been obscured by the way that all the search engines work now. I just want to get to like a basic give me how AV1 encoding separates out numbers based on how like based on how the difference is to H.264 because it's like a totally different mathematical scheme, right? But most of the bitrate calculators out there just default to H.264 because it's like an old standard, right? But like that isn't relevant to how I've done things since the beginning, right? Um, like right now, my bitrate is like jumping around in the 61 range. So what I'm gonna have to basically accept that the only way that I can actually wait, is the phone feed even live? Okay. basically, I had to accept that the only way I'm going to actually be able to like check its numbers is to actually just run them live and test it. So that's all I have left at this point. But what the fuck are you doing? You're such a weird goober. Okay. So let's make sure the vertical feed is actually going because I need to be running all my existing stuff so that I can actually test this. Everything needs to be running that exact way it does when I'm normally doing my job. Otherwise, I'm not going to get good data. Okay, cool. So, based on my process of locking this thing in a little Skinner box and telling it, God damn it, over and over again, you're going to give me some numbers that make sense. I have a general chart for what to do when we hit around the bitrate ceiling that we're currently in, which appears to be so. Basically, part of the problem, if it's accurate, is that this, if I overshoot the amount that that the internet can spit out because the upload speed has dropped a certain amount based on the internet being terrible, then the whole system will freak out essentially, and that's what's been happening supposedly. Tracks as much as anything else I have right now, so I'm going to work with it until there's other evidence that proves itself. It rears its ugly head. So yeah, like I said, the only way to actually test this is to actually just punch in some numbers onto OBS directly, the way that would make sense. So let's quickly run another speed test on OBS itself. So, or on the PC itself. So this particular speed test is telling me that the upload is around 600. Well, that's really low compared to what it normally is. Okay, this one is coming in dramatically lower. This one looks like it's going to come in around 40, not even 60. Jesus. This is the single 41 upload. Holy fuck. This is the single longest that this thing has ever fucked around because it's like right back down to the pits now, so that's not great. Hell, even Stream Deck's single thread test is running at 32, which is not good. So based on that, we are now in the 35 to 55 range. Or wait, sorry, what was that number again? 41. Yes, we are. Now, bear in mind the previous Stream Deck test was run somewhat earlier, so it might have a slightly out-of-date number. I'm going to run the test again before we start moving these numbers around. Because again, it's up and down and 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 up and down. It's nonsense. I just want to see where we're at. For the upload, yeah, it's cranking down. Ooh. Ooh. We're getting below 35. Wait, no, hold on. It's picking back up. 38, 37, 38, 39, 40. It came in around 42 this time. Interesting. Okay. So according to this chart that I have, when that happens, if I drop it down to, you know what? Let's test the first bridge first, which would be kill the mobile feed and drop it to 18K. Let's see if that's accurate. 18. Okay. Go. All right. Now let's see if that stable. Oh, right. Sorry. Also kill the vertical feed. Bye-bye vertical feed. Okay, so my dumbass did admittedly forget that by default these are set to auto stop and auto start, which means if I leave them off for too long, they'll just end. which is awful for me, by the way. So it might mean I would have to fucking set this shit up again. Oh my God, I'm so stupid. Huh. Can I adjust that while it's already live? Can I please adjust that while it's already live? I would really appreciate that. I don't think I can. Stream settings. Auto stop, auto start. No. No, that's only a pre-stream thing. You cannot do that. Great, sick. Love that. Love that for me. I am noticing a ceiling that seems much more happy around there, around those numbers, which is good. Can you give me another speed test while we're going here? Let's see. What are we looking at? I can't help but notice that the vertical one hasn't come back up yet, which is a little nerve-wracking. Without informing your mod. For the record, I don't have the social stream thing on, so I can see what you're saying, but only down there. Now we're around 53. We're green barring around 11. I'm going to kill the mobile feed again. So that is technically visible there. It's just not on social stream, and I'm not hearing it read to me, but hey. Okay, so I'm turning the mobile feed back on. I'm going to try, because there was a secondary test for 12,000. Yeah, under. Okay, so we're going to try, because it's getting consistently around 15. I'm going to try putting it at 17, because it was hanging there a lot. Let's try that. 17. All right, you're left. I know. 17. Is the question that is needing to be asked here is there a bitrate ceiling we can lower ourselves to where, broadly speaking, we still have a rock solid broadcast because of the nature of AV1 largely taking care of that? It's going green. It's hovering around those good numbers. Okay. Bring it up again. Drop it to 16. Because it's hitting 16 a lot. It's hovering right there. So we're approaching the sweet spot when we're down here in the pits. Okay, 16K. How about now? It just hit 18. 16. Come on, lock onto the number. Now I'm asking of a lot less of you. You can do it. Okay. Wait, pull this up there. I can see that. Try the speed test again. They're sticking in that range. 50. 50. Well, according to that math, 50. 50 no. 35 to 50 is 18 with that off. So we are still piercing that then. Okay. Turn the vertical feed off again. Again. Let me try that. Okay. How's that target working now? Oh, Jesus. Are you sneezing, bud? What is happening over there? Hmm. 15. Sitting in that range. Bring it down again. You really like that range, don't you? He's like twitching his head a lot, like he's possessed. Bring it down to 15. We're getting very close. I think. Okay. Kill the YouTube feeds again. 11. 15. You're being asked to hold 15. You're holding it pretty well, I must say. Have we finally found the room where there's overhead? If I can ask, how does it look right now? Oh, over on YouTube. Wait, no, hold on. No, sorry, what am I saying? Just open that up yourself, dipshit. Okay. Yeah, let's take a peek at that. Let's go over here. Open that up. How do I go to? Okay, there we go. There we go, and then do that. So yeah, the trick with this is appears to be actually, hey, pretty decent Google search I maybe should have done a long time ago would have been YouTube's. What's the other word I'm looking for here? Slash. Brain, come on. Slash. Oh. There we go. Primarily assume alter save requirements and system configurations broken down. Okay. Okay. Configure your encoder and drop your overall bit rate. Getting without triggering YouTube's bitrate warning for low resolutions. Okay. Using an ultra low bitrate for everyone might still occasionally flag YouTube system to recommend higher. Okay, yes. So then that is accurate. That was accurate information. Yes. YouTube's warning system is not built for AV1. It is based on old tech. So yeah, it's yeah. Okay, yeah. So then that is accurate. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, because it expects H.264 using ultra low bit rate. And still occasionally flag YouTube system to recommend higher bit rates, but the stream itself will ingest and perform without issues if set to the correct resolution parameters. Okay, yes. So that information is accurate. Good. Now, that being said, we are still not hitting our targets. So let's go lower. We still haven't finished all our tests yet anyway. Okay, let's get through this. Okay, can I have the test back now? Thank you. Okay, where's our test at right now? Is the stream still going or is it skipping out right now? Very important to say. Also, what does the 4K feed look like right now? Does it look good? Relatively. We could always do a rivals test. That's always good for fidelity. We'll test that in a bit. We're good. I think as far as that goes, it could be worse. 55 still. Okay, cool. So then go back in here. Now the bitrate target's coming lower, it seems. Interesting. Let's go one lower. $14. And also kill the vertical feed. Oh, because we went down to 37. We actually went lower. It brought it out. It brought it even lower. That's why it's breaking down again. Okay, hit it again. And then I'm gonna bring it even lower again. I'm just gonna set it straight to 12 this time. Let's cut it. Let's cut the middleman out of this. Let's just go straight for the throat. 12. That is the low ceiling we can go for. $7,000, 8,000. 8,000 again. And what does that test say? 46. $47, 46. There we go. Hovering around 54, 52, 50, 49, 48, 40, 47, 49, 48, 47. Interesting. That appeared to do 27. We're even lower now. All I'm asking you for 12K, man. Though I must say, 12K at 4K does look pretty decent. I mean, not really, like, yeah, this wouldn't hold up long term, but like, this is seemingly... It's tricky to say, right? Because it's saying this isn't enough bit rate, but like, realistically, this is hitting the targets I'm asking it to, right? And yet, it's still jumping around like crazy. But it's hitting 12 easily. Okay, kill the vertical feed again. The vertical feed back on. We're gonna move to what we in the business would call some high motion content for a minute.
Someone's gotta stop Doom. I mean, Dooms. There's only two. Watch out, they're headed our way. Spider Fist is ready to punch.
Okay. How'd that look, realistically speaking? Well, other than the fact that it is, yeah, it's not framey, but it's got some of them old school visual artifacts that you could say, but it is not dropping frames. In fact, if I was to go to the frame section, we have not dropped a single frame on said broadcast, which is fucking fascinating, is it not? It's not losing any frames. I'm gonna say real quick, open the floodgates up to 20K again. Let me see something. Let me see what it does. Let me see what happens when it tries to rush back up. It doesn't necessarily know how to get there. It's still hovering in the 9,000 range. And why would that be? Why? How low are you? No dropped frames at all. This is 28.
Pretty sure those are bad guys.
48. Okay, so that's the result of both tests.
Round and pound.
How's that? Let's see. It's so fascinating. Staring at the actual content. Yeah, the bits are choppy, that's for sure. This is the sort of thing that looks fine for Rivals. I would just never be comfortable doing it for like a real project. Man, Rivals is very good for checking if my dono bar is in the dead center. It's the health bar is. Okay. Hit me with another speed test.
Watch out, they're headed our way.
It's crazy. It's still saying green bars across the board. It's probably because the congestion is managing it correctly and it's making sure that it doesn't lose any frames more than anything else, but yeah. It's not something I'd be comfortable running for a main project, unfortunately. Now it's down to the 8,000s. Didn't actually change anything. But if I was to ask, significantly less of this thing. What if I did put this down at 10,000? I know that it can't run 10,000, but that's officially lower than what it's putting out right now. Lock it at 10K. Let me see stability. I want to see if there's a stability point. Turn off the YouTube feeds. 6,000, 10K. Locking 10K very stably. Maybe very stably isn't quite correct because it's dropping to 9,000. But it has so little being asked of it that it is capable, which is interesting. Interesting. And then if I was to take out the vertical feed from the equation, push it back to 15. What happens? Okay. 22 is the PKV one quality, so that makes the most sense. Makes the most sense. Which is why I was thinking a overall target of 25 might not be the worst thing. But then again, if I can get that headroom out, that's not bad. But also right now, I can't even seem to get that. Drop the bitrate target down to 5,000. Dead serious. How do you handle that? I'm guessing pretty well, right? Kill the feed so that it actually takes in that new advice. Yeah, I bet you won't have trouble locking 5,000, will you? Even though it'll look like shit.
Yeah. Watch out, they're headed our way.
Yeah, 5,000 max bitrate for a 4K stream. Yeah, I'm sure that looks great. Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. Yeah, that's chunky. That's chunky, all right. But that is fair. It is not dropping frames. It just looks like absolute garbage. So the question is, yeah, if I'm not asking too much of it, well, it's at 30K, then yeah, okay. I need to pump this up to 15 again. Actually, fuck it. I'm gonna say pump this up to pump that up to 15. And the interesting thing is that when you release the limiters, it can go higher easily, right? Right, but then it's clocking around 9,000, 6,000. I have some things I want to double check real quick, but either way, I don't think this particular stream is long for this world at this point. I think I've gotten a lot of my particular answers.
Watch out, they're headed our way.
Okay. Okay. Fascinating. Oh boy.
Watch out, they're headed our way.
Okay. So, what have we learned? We've learned that come hell or high water, at the end of the day, I cannot math out the fact that the building's internet is just completely collapsing. I cannot math that out, no matter how much I want to. Resetting the, Really? There's someone that tried to come in here during this? That's hilarious. What fucking category are they searching? I put it on 0. There's no fucking Twitch category right now. Who is fucking checking unlisted VODs? Anyway, whatever. What we've learned is that come hell or high water,
Sure those
I
bad
cannot
guys.
math and compensate out the fact that this building has no internet to push through. I thought I could go low enough to try and give it the air it needed. I thought I could find a sweet spot. Admittedly, swapping to HLS broadcasting is actually a big boon. That is actually a massive upgrade. But yeah. Other than that, that doesn't actually change the fact that like the shit's not going. The shit's not going. That being said, the question I want to check on before we go is I want to crank this shit back up to 30 for sake of argument. And then I want to reset this so that it actually takes. But that's wild.
Pretty sure those are bad
I
guys.
assumed the way they found people was like going into the fucking game category, but whatever. So yeah, it's hovering around 11K, 15, 17, 14. Yeah, so it's not holding anywhere near there. But the nice thing, the reality is that Oh. Is that...
Spider Fist is... Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
The reality is that, this thing can... Like, it hasn't dropped a single frame. At least there's that. Like, it's keeping the network together like that. Hold on. There is one other thing that I wanted to check on. And I don't think I can do it until I actually technically turn the stream off, so I need to bear with me for a minute.
Those are bad guys.
I wanted to check on the congestion feature. So if I was to turn YouTube off... Okay, no, I cannot change the network congestion feature, unfortunately. While I'm already live, that doesn't work like that, which sucks. But the crazy thing is the buildings download... Ooh, wait a minute. Hey. Hold up a second. There's another way I can check speeds real quick. Bring it back there. Don't particularly want you to see my ISP and all that. Let me go ahead and do a network test on the console itself. Let me see those speeds. I'm very curious. I know it's a different setup. It's not really the same. I'm just curious what its numbers are. How much they differ. 1 gigabits per second. That's pretty good. And the upload. What does the PS5 think the upload is? I'm just curious. This is just additional data. It's the first time I've ever seen it say 1 gigabit per second, by the way. Kind of nuts, actually. .2. Oof. I couldn't even stream off the console right now. Actually, it's locked to 1080p, so I probably could, but anyway, whatever. Fascinating. Fascinating. What this means, effectively, is I will continue trying every day. I will try tomorrow, and we will see what's actually... Scott, relax. Scott, relax. Scott, relax. I will... Where the fuck is the test thing? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Wait, what? Okay. Wait, hold on. Wait a second, hold on. Wait, there is actually one very valuable piece of data that I should check, which is what does the YouTube feed look like if... I'm glad I checked this, remember to check this before I stopped. What does the regular YouTube feed look like if I drop it to 15? Let's go, no, fuck it. Let's go to 12. Let's go to 12. And let me kill the vertical feed and the Twitch feed for just a second. Just a second. And we'll see what that looks like. Even without it. Holy shit. Goddamn, that's pathetic. It's great. It's great when even the fucking, it's great when even like the basic, it's great when even the systems of the internet as they exist are describing what I'm looking at as, oh, your building must be at a it must be having a localized blackdown with numbers like that, or blackout with numbers like that. Like they are assuming the power is off. Dude. Even when I had the other two off, it couldn't even hit 12K. Genuinely, what the fuck? Jesus Christ. Wow. Jesus fuck. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna probably record some stuff tomorrow for Alan Wake 2. Fuck. Better than recording, better than doing nothing, I guess. Fuck. Unfucking real. Okay, last speed test. Let me see this shit. The upload isn't even... Wait, the download isn't even coming past 300 now. What? It was like 900 all day. What? What? I'm screen capping that. Do it again. That's insane. Now it's 800. I just did a test and it was at 300. The upload is staying consistent. Maybe it's because I tried to do it with the secondary test as well. And either way, the upload is coming in at like this. Crazy. Taking a screenshot of this one too. I guess that's right. It's not really a screenshot if it's a picture with my phone. Pointed at the stream deck, is it? Anyway, whatever. Okay. Well, yeah, the answer is... Well...
Then die. What do you want me to do, argue with you? I'm not on the debate team. This isn't mock trial.
Pretty much. I will either record stuff if this shit is still busted tomorrow, or I will...
Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
Bye.
I never asked for this.
Now, this might strike some viewers as harsh, but I believe everyone involved in this story should die.